I'm going to leave my original photograph up here so I can look at it while I'm doing this. And I'm going to spot tone these areas right now using masking fluid. And then I'm going to start going into here. You can see how this dries. As I said, it's kind of bluish gray. And, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I want to protect. And I'm going to go back into here too, in the background where there's all these little details, because that will make it look like this building's receding distance. First rinse, second rinse, then I wipe it off in my pants. You don't have to do that. That step is optional. And this stuff dries pretty quickly. I'm doing this the wrong way right now. I'm left-handed, so I usually go right to left. Now watch out when you use masking fluid, because it is liquid latex. If it gets into your clothes, you're not going to get it out again. I also try not to get it on my hand either, because if it dries on top of your hair, it's very painful to get that off. That's why I'm continually moving my painting around when I use masking fluid. I'm trying to keep my hand and my clothes out of the wet areas. Here is the painting with all the masking fluid on it and applied and dried. You can see I went in and I covered all of those lighter areas with the Cheap Joe's Ugly Brush. And then where I wanted to get some finer details down in some of these areas, how I did that was with a calligraphy pen that you can get at art supply stores. You can use this for masking fluid also. It gives you very fine lines. It doesn't hold a lot of masking fluid, but it does work for really fine areas. And the important part about this stage is you have to make sure that the masking fluid is 100% dry before you start painting. So we're going to make sure that this is dry, and then we're going to start painting on this next. Now we've spent all this time doing our drawing, applying our masking fluid and drying it thoroughly. It's time to start putting down the first layer of color. Now watercolor can be very fickle because you pretty much get one chance to get it right at the beginning, and you know, it's always good to have an idea of what you're going to do when you start out. I always have ideas in my head, but I like to do color studies beforehand just to make sure that it's going to work. So I initially started, I wanted to put some green and orange into this paint, and I don't think those colors worked well together. So I changed my mind a little bit, and I ended up using Quinetocone Burnt Orange, Mayan Blue, and Buff Titanium, all by Daniel Smith. I think these colors really look nice together, and then a little bit of wet testing. So I think these three colors are going to work well. I think this painting will look nice with that. Now up in my palette here, I'm going to go to the upper left-hand corner. Buff Titanium is in the